What's happening, friends? Welcome to episode 112 of the Game Moves podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Turford, alongside the Broccoli Brock McLaughlin.
Yeah, I was just staring at the camera for a while there. I kind of zoned out already. We're just getting going.
Where are we? What's going on?
Yeah, man, how'd I get here? The hell?
What about the scenes from the next exciting episode of Dragon Ball Z?
Drew's giving me that look. Man, I took the edible last night. I think it just popped back in. And now we're like, woo, we're grooving.
And the disembodied voice you just heard was the ghost with the most, Drew McMillan.
Yeah, I'm worried about you, man. Like,
Cool.
Ryan said, we said we were rolling, and then I looked over and you had like the 1,000-yard stare. Like, shit, what happened to this guy? He's seen some shit. Did you get back from Nam?
I have seen some shit. I watched Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer this morning.
That's true.
I saw some shit.
We all did. And we're all deeply, deeply disturbed by it. You actually liked it.
I did like it.
You sent us a message at 7 o'clock this morning. You're like, yo, what up, guys? The Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer is so good.
Yeah.
It is so good.
And Ryan and I got here a little bit before you did to the studio, and I was like, well, let's watch this thing. And I was like, what is he fucking talking about?
What is this game?
So now we know you woke up still high. From
Still high,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also know, according to the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer, it says 2018.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Even when I see it.
Yeah, I believe it was it.
Yeah. Like I said, that'll be played on the PS7 in virtual reality.
I know what's
along with Death
here.
Stranding.
They don't know that this is 2018. They forgot that that's the year we're in now.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts is a big thing about 13s, and I looked at the calendar for the rest of the year. There's no 13th Friday coming up. There's a Thursday in December. That's close. But I don't think they're going to release before the 13th.
So why would they release on Friday the 13th? Because that's Friday the 13th day.
But that's their thing. They like the number 13. There's everything in that game like comes back to 13.
But you can't compete against Jason Voorhees. He's the best.
What about Tuesday the 13th?
There wasn't any.
No. We're fucked. Okay.
They're fucked.
Yep.
Pack it up, Square.
Pack it up.
Guess what?
That's my theory.
I think what's going to happen is... like 6 months from now, we're going to get like a press release from Square being like, we woke up this morning and we realized that our calendar, we forgot to switch it over from last year. We still thought it was 2017, guys. So our bad is coming out in 2019.
2019.
Yeah.
2019's a bit bold, though. Because, I mean, it might not come out till 2022.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, the 13 thing is Kingdom Hearts has 13 letters in it. Sora, Kairi, Raikou are 13 letters. There's 13 people behind the Keyblade. It's all kinds of 13. 13 levels usually.
Yeah.
13's a big thing.
I mean, what if I had triskaidekaphobia, though? Would this game be for me?
I don't know what that word means,
It means
yes.
I'm afraid of the number 13.
Yeah, it's not a game for you.
I don't think this is a game for you, period.
Yeah.
And you like weird Japanese shit.
Yeah.
I know, but you know what? I personally, and this is going to sound really weird, I personally don't like Disney stuff.
See,
because I don't have nostalgia for Disney.
I love Disney.
Ryan grew up in a weird basement with only old 40s. I don't know what's going on down there.
He was. Are you saying that Ryan is the guy from Blast from the Past? Is that what he grew up in a?
Yes.
I mean, the only two Disney movies I have any nostalgia for at all are The Lion King and Aladdin, and that's stretching it because honestly, like I grew out of Disney really fast, and I mean a lot of what like my mom and dad would sort of show me as a kid wouldn't be Disney stuff. It would be stuff like Ninja Turtles and G.I. Joe and all those types of cartoons. And I mean, we wouldn't like go see Disney movies that often. And if we did, like, I wasn't enjoying myself.
See, the stuff that I really like, the Disney stuff that I love, the stuff that I have like huge nostalgia for is like, it's from the era where Disney almost went bankrupt.
Right.
It's the stuff that's oftentimes considered like what almost destroyed Disney. They're considered failures. So things like The Sword and the Stone, The Black Cauldron. The Black Cauldron alone almost sunk Disney entirely.
Pete's Dragon.
Pete's Dragon.
Fantasia fucks.
Yeah.
That movie rocks.
So good.
Yeah.
Like all the Bakshi era stuff, like the Fox and the Hound, Robin Hood, all that
Robin
kind of
Hood
stuff.
was good.
All that stuff they've forgotten about.
Yeah, they're not coming back anytime soon.
No.
But I would rewatch some. But I have like Toy Story, Lion King 2.
Maybe when they have that Disney streaming service, you'll be able to watch all of them again.
Yes.
That one that's coming out next
Hopefully.
year.
The only one that kind of like I don't have any nostalgia for that's in that trailer is Tangled. I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Tangled's actually quite. I like the new era of like the animated movies they did. They started with Tangled, then they did Frozen.
I've never seen Frozen either.
They're good. I mean, there's a reason why kids love those movies.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Brock, if it makes you feel better, the only 2 Disney movies I've seen that have come out in the last 20 years are Tangled and Frozen.
Yeah. Tangled is fun. I actually like Tangled more than Frozen. But like they have like a good sort of like quirky sense of humor and that kind of stuff.
I just don't like
The Pixar movies haven't been doing it for me lately. The Coco was ended up being really good, but
I didn't see Coco.
Brave, no.
I really wanted to like Brave because it's about like a little Scottish girl, and involves bears, so you think that would be right up my alley, but for whatever reason, like the narrative in it just isn't very good.
The Good Dinosaur is a letdown too, and that was about dinosaurs. I thought I'd love that movie.
Yeah, I didn't even watch that. Like, so many people said it was a disappointment.
You say this, but were you a fan of We're Back? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
What's We're Back?
It's the movie about the dinosaurs that come to like the modern age and wear sunglasses.
I think
That sounds cool. Do they smoke cigarettes and wear leather jackets?
It's a cartoon. It's a thing. I have the We're Back game for Genesis on the shelf.
Are you thinking of Denver the Last Dinosaur?
No, that's a TV show.
He's our friend in
Denver.
So much more.
I remember The Land Before Time. I cried like crazy.
Yeah, Land Before Time. That's just gonna make you.
There's like 27 of those movies now. They pump those
I
things
have
out.
nostalgia for those movies because those movies have dinosaurs in them.
Yeah, they
but
were
not
good.
Disney movies.
I like The Land Before Time opens with, "Hey, we're a bunch of cute baby dinosaurs, and the Earth is doomed." I'll be like, "The fuck, man?
Who did that movie?
Shit got
It was Don Bluth and that company Emblem or someone else.
Amblin Entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, early on, I don't know who has the rights now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Bluth is he used to.
I
be
just
a
know he
Disney
did the
guy.
first one.
He was a big part of. Don Bluth was, I think he was like former. I think he was like the animation supervisor at Disney. Again, he worked on all those movies during like the infamous Disney like failure era.
Not to be confused with George Bluth.
Yeah.
Or George Bluth Sr.
I don't know who.
Bringing it back to video games.
From Arrested Development.
Oh yes.
Yes. Okay.
Bringing it back to video games, Don Bluth also did a video game, Dragon's
Or
Lair.
George Michael Bluth.
He did all the animation for both Dragon's Lair games and Space Ace.
That's good animation.
Yeah.
That is still a good game.
It still holds up, despite the fact that the controls suck. Just don't eat that. Don't drink the potion, or else you'll turn into a skeleton.
Anyway, back to Kingdom Hearts.
Back to Kingdom Hearts.
I don't understand Kingdom Hearts at all. The trailer, I watched it.
Well, Drew, there's 13 games.
Yeah, no, I get
Okay, so I can give you a starting
that
point.
there are lots of
Okay.
13s in it. Like the trailer, I'll give you this. The trailer looked really cool.
Yeah, the animation looks amazing.
The animation looked good. The designs on Sora as a monster, the Monsters Inc. world confirmed. We knew that was coming. But
yeah,
now
we'd
saw
already
for
seen a
sure.
screenshot of it.
There are elements of sort of the stuff that look good, but then when they got into like they opened with like that really weird melodramatic thing with that.
Every trailer starts like that with
With
this
the-
like super serious moment, and then just weird shit going
just
on.
get wacky, like Sora's talking to this weird pink-haired leather daddy, and he's like, "Oh, you don't remember me?" And he was like, "Did you roofie me, or what's the deal there?" And he's like, "Yeah, I totally took you to the bones."
Well, that's because the Sora that met him, I think, is a Sora from the future, which I think is from Chain of Memories, and that's a Sora from the past. See, there's a lot of Soras going on because Riku's a clone, and Riku's from like the future. I don't really know
It's
anymore.
too much.
But there's a lot. There's like 3 Rikus, but Riku also could be the big bad. And then the Master of Masters could also be a big bad, but he's appearing like he's a good guy right now.
So like there's clones and time travel.
Yes.
They want this
Yes.
plot to be as convoluted as
And
possible.
of the 3 major, like the main guys that first started the game, I think Riku's the only one who knows about the time travel. So he's traveling through time.
This shit is so fucking weird.
Sora doesn't know that he's time traveling also.
Why can't it just be like a heartwarming story about like Disney characters? And
I don't know why I need to get so convoluted.
Because
It-
Kingdom Hearts fans eat this shit up.
They do.
They will fall down the rabbit hole with this storyline that doesn't make any sense.
So this is why I don't get like Kingdom Hearts has very much just become its own thing. Like people say, well, it's got Disney, it's got like Square like RPG elements to it, but it's just like it's just launched into the stratosphere of weirdness that I just can't understand anymore.
It's been 13 years since the last one, since the second one.
But
so
since the first, like the canonical one, I
yeah,
guess.
But then I tried to go back and replay it a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was painful. The first one does not hold up well. But 2.8 was really, really cool. Like the 2 hour they gave you, there was some like really good gameplay in there, and they've changed it like for the better.
Because Drew and I talked about this when we watched the show. My problem with Kingdom Hearts has always been I don't like the combat in Kingdom Hearts, especially with the camera and. It just, especially like I didn't like that coming off Final Fantasy 15 either.
It plays a lot more like Bayonetta from the 2.8.
Right. Okay.
Like a lot more.
Because I never played 2.8. I only played the original Kingdom Hearts games and then some of the portable ones. But
the combat has been completely reworked.
So maybe I should play 2.8. I have it on my
That's the
PS4.
weird thing about this game is that it's like an action game basically.
Yeah.
But that also blows my mind.
Yeah. It's like the combat from Final Fantasy 15 too.
It's like exactly
pretty similar to that.
Except less warping.
Yes.
From the looks of it.
You could warp.
Oh yeah?
You could warp.
Well, there you go.
Because yeah.
The warping in Final Fantasy 15 though is so bad though. You'd warp to somewhere where you were not even pointing.
It certainly wasn't great.
No.
It was by no means great.
I'm like, hey, I want to go up to that lamppost. Oh, went all the way to this other mountain on the other side. Great.
Yeah. So
this doesn't help me.
I don't know. I understand there are a bunch of people that are excited for this game. I'm sorry. I don't understand you. Don't try to have a conversation with me. We're just from two different places in the world.
No one's going to wife you now.
Yeah.
That's it. I think
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
I mean, I'm excited to at least try it when it comes out.
If that's my choice, and my choice is like find a romantic partner and my soulmate, or try to understand Kingdom Hearts, and I have to get to that point.
You
I have
can't
to,
do both?
If the barrier to entry is understand Kingdom Hearts, it's never gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
I want to write that in your gravestone. He chose love.
Wait, would you rather write he didn't understand Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah. I think that's the most. I just can't. I don't get it. I can't. It's that moment.
I don't think anyone really gets it. So I'm very curious to see how they're going to try and tie this shit together, because it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
And noticeably, there's like no Final Fantasy characters in the trailer.
No.
Like they've kind of dropped that altogether, it seems.
Well, haven't they mostly been dropping them in like the later portable versions though? Like I don't like in like Dream Drop Distance, for example. I don't remember vividly if there were any Final Fantasy characters in that.
Yeah,
game.
I guess you're right. I guess they never really. But in the main line, they always have been.
True. I meant like the first two because they were that was when they were still trying to make it more about a mashup between the two. Whereas I felt like the later entries really got away from that.
You got that kid
That
from the World Ends With You or whatever.
That's true.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's true. But part of me feels like that game still exists in the Kingdom Hearts universe.
Yeah.
In some capacity.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the future they're traveling to, but also the past they came from.
Maybe we don't.
Oh
we
my
have no
God.
idea.
It hurts my
Yeah.
brain.
I can't wait to sit around on my Saturday afternoon and watch theory videos, though.
Yeah. I'm not gonna play this game.
Yeah?
I'm not gonna lie.
That's
Probably not gonna play this game.
that's fun.
Yeah.
I don't think it's for you.
No.
It's definitely not an every person game.
Yeah.
Like I had that moment the other day where I was sitting around and I realized like my birthday's in a couple of months. My birthday is in the beginning of April.
Right.
And I was like, shit.
Then mine.
I'm turning 37. 37. And I first stopped and went like, yeah, but like that's kind of old. Like I'm almost 40. Which is really weird to say. And then I thought, well, like no, but like I play video games and like I watch cartoons. Like I'm a big kid at heart. Like there's nothing that really makes me feel old. And then I watched the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. And I just went, I don't get. Oh God, I'm old. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm fucking old.
Yeah.
I don't understand this shit. Kids nowadays.
I'm not wrong. It's the children who's wrong.
Motherfucking millennials, get off my lawn. What is happening?
Yeah.
Jeez, they're ruining everything.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, even when Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 came out, you and I were both much younger. And I still didn't get it back then.
Yeah,
so
I
if it makes you feel better, I don't think it's an old thing.
I think you had to get into it.
I was like 11 or 12, so I loved that shit.
Yeah.
I thought it was like world blowing, like mind blowingly crazy.
At that point, like by the time Kingdom Hearts came out, I had already fallen out of love with Square.
Yeah.
I was still mad about Final Fantasy 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Which I thought was like went into a direction where it's just like, now you guys are just trying to make it weird and edgy in a really uncomfortable way, and you're putting fucking leathers and zipper on.
But there's a really cool snowboarding mini game in that game.
Yeah. Yeah.
In what?
in Final Fantasy VII.
Oh.
It plays like Cool Borders, except much worse.
It was like one of the first mobile games they did was basically that.
They basically did that, and
Yeah.
the chocobo racing. That's
Yes.
also in that game. But all you do in the chocobo racing is you just bet on the race. You don't actually race the race. It's very exciting.
Speaking of chocobo racing, I just
Segue?
need to talk about, because I've been playing Assassin's Creed Origins,
Yeah.
and the Final Fantasy tie-in is so weird and so much fun because I get to ride a chocobo around the desert.
Excellent.
It is really, really odd, and I love it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I have no idea why Final Fantasy is in Assassin's Creed.
Well, I mean, when you play Final Fantasy 15, there's also the Assassin's Creed crossover
Yes.
there. So for some reason, you can dress as Ezio.
I don't I like
like
of
Final
all the
Fantasy
games in Ubisoft's like roster, they brought in an outside game.
Right.
And like there was like what's the little cactus dude? Cactar. He's like on your desk in the present, which is weird. There's like a whole bunch of Final Fantasy references and it is very strange.
See, that stuff's cool. As a big Final Fantasy nerd,
I think it's really cool. It made the game even better. Riding chocobos is awesome.
Well, duh. I mean, I have a horse that's on fire, but I could ride a chocobo instead.
I prefer. I'm going to tell you right now that the Cactar has two names. They've changed the name over the years. I prefer Cackatrot, which is the original name.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I like Kakarot. Goku's original name.
Yeah.
This guy right here.
That's from
Yeah.
DBZ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey guys, speaking of Dragon Ball Z,
Segue.
I haven't played that game, but I really want to play it.
Yeah.
I was playing a bunch of other shit this
Do you
week.
keep seeing segues or what are you doing over there?
No, he made a segue, so I pointed out the fact that it's a
I know it's a bad joke. It's my dad joke of the day.
I have two questions for you. My first question is: have you guys spent any more time with Dragon Ball Fighters?
This guy has.
You have.
I have.
I finished the story.
You finished, and what's the verdict on the single player? Is good.
The single player story is not fun.
Oh,
The story is
The
good.
story itself is good.
Story is good. Getting there is really painful.
yeah. Is it a slog because you have to keep fighting the same people over and over again?
Yeah.
And like the same 6 people, and the
Yeah.
story mode is so easy.
Yeah.
It's not enjoyable.
Well, when you get to the Android
Okay.
21 chapter, the difficulty ramps up.
Right.
So it actually gets harder, but it's still annoying because you still have to fight the same characters over again. But I do think the game itself is worth playing for the arcade mode if you want to play by yourself.
Okay.
Or even just local versus, and then there's online play.
That's too
I had
It's
some
still broken.
I had some friends over, and it was a fucking blast.
Yeah.
Like an absolute blast.
So the online mode is still
The online mode's still the online mode right now.
Yeah. So like people can't drop out in person, right? Because if they do, then you can just call them a pussy.
Yeah. It also isn't really affecting your win ratio or anything
Yeah,
like that. Which
but-
again, I don't even care about when I'm playing it, but I do care. Like, well, motherfucker, I almost beat you and then you just left.
We need to.
Yeah,
like,
that's annoying.
Like that's a piss off.
We should email Bandai Namco and find out what's up. Second question: do you guys know what Dragon Ball Z Kai is?
Dragon Ball Z Kai is basically they re-released the Dragon Ball Z series, but without the filler, and that's what Dragon Ball Kai.
And they
is.
just like cut it down.
It's fan made.
Yeah,
I understand. It was like
no, it was
it's
released
official.
by Toei in Japan.
They redid some of the animation on it. Too,
They
didn't
only redid the intros.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't do any of the scenes throughout the show, but they redid the intros and then they cut out the filler.
I'm
episodes.
kidding. There's filler in Dragon Ball Z. I can't think of any filler. That show is tight.
Yeah.
22-minute
I mean,
episodes.
it does cut out one of the best episodes ever, which is Goku and Piccolo getting their driver's license.
Yes. The infamous driver license.
And then the best in Dragon Ball Fighters is you have a lobby character that you can walk around the sort of the play lobby in as, and one of the characters you can walk around as is Casual Piccolo with the backwards baseball cap and a t-shirt.
I haven't seen that. That's
It's
great.
so good. It's so good. Just like you can make baseball Yamcha or Cop Krillin.
Yeah. I
those are all
really like
things.
the game. I think the game is awesome.
I think
But-
the game is fantastic. Yeah, the story is the only thing that was a letdown, and not because of the story itself.
So it sounds like it's a flawed but good game.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, again, the Injustice. I have a higher standard now for fighter game stories after Injustice 2. Mm-hmm. It's better than the Marvel vs. Capcom story. I mean, if you throw that in there, but
I think this story is as good as Injustice 2.
No, I meant just the story mode overall. So not just the story elements, but like
Right.
playing through it.
Yeah, absolutely.
The experience of playing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting through Injustice 2 is really fun.
But also, the story mode goes really fast. It's 10 hours.
Yeah.
Cut across 3 chapters.
Except unless you don't manually save and you have to restart the whole fucking thing.
I'm sorry, man.
It was really painful.
Ouch.
Why are manual saves still a thing? Just
don't know.
auto save that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. It pisses me off in Shadow of the Colossus where it automatically saves in that game because I was going for the trophy where you don't die. and then you usually cheese the system where you can actually do a manual save and then reload. But in that game, it saves automatically. So you.
Oh, by the way, the stuff we were talking about in Shadow of Colossus. By the way, speaking of which, people have solved that mystery.
The coins, they figured it out,
the
bro.
coins,
Yeah.
I didn't see what was it solving.
So if you get the number, I think it's 79
Okay.
coins, you unlock like this new little area where you get a cool sword.
You get a cool sword that, like, instead of glowing white, glows black or something.
Yeah. The only problem with that is, in order to get all 79 coins, you basically have to do everything in the game,
Right.
in order to get to that point. So when you finally get the sword, there's no reason to even have it.
There's nothing left to do. You actually have to get some of the coins. You have to go back to some of the later Colossi arenas after they've been defeated, so that you can explore.
And you
And
can't
then-
restart the game with the same sword? Oh, that's
no, like New Game Plus.
that's kind of
Well, no,
a
you can
shame.
you can do New Game Plus, I guess.
Yeah,
And
and
it'll
use the
carry
sword.
over. Yeah, I guess
Because you
so.
go to hard mode.
It's still really dumb.
Yeah.
I've never really liked it when they've done that. Like, here's your reward. It's a gameplay thing, and that's your reward for doing the hardest thing in the game. I was like, but I've already done the hardest thing in the game. I don't want
Or
that thing
100%ing the game. If you 100% the game, you get some item to
Yeah.
make you go faster, or it does more.
You do more damage.
Well,
or
why does that
makes
matter?
more
You
vulnerable or
definitely
something.
already hit 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do better than 100%.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, coming up on today's show, 20 minutes in, we're going to talk about layoffs at Capcom Vancouver. I mean, again, it hits close to home in Canada, so we got to talk about it. And Vampyr got a release date, but first, we got some rumors this week, guys. It's very interesting.
Oh my God! I swear to God, I did not do that thing that we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Straight up, here's the deal. I just want to get it out ahead of these allegations because I understand that people are talking about them right now, and I just want to say that yes, it is true. I did sleep with Kim Kardashian. So yeah.
You monster.
These weren't about my allegations.
No.
Oh
shit.
okay.
Oh shit. You.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No,
so-
no, it was me and Richard Pryor.
Oh.
I was a young boy.
Oh. Are you making
You
a
went
reference to who was it?
Marlon Brando.
Yeah. Quincy Jones
Yeah.
recently said a bunch of really, really out there stuff.
Yeah, and it was confirmed for the most part.
Yeah,
which is really funny.
Apparently, he also took Ivanka Trump to the bone zone.
Yeah,
like he was sleeping with Trump's daughter. Apparently, apparently Quincy Jones just got
Quincy
around.
Jones says the Beatles suck. Love it.
I don't know if the Beatles suck. I mean, that's kind of harsh.
Yeah, well, he doesn't like the Beatles.
I don't know if they're like they deserve the sort of the notoriety that they got over some other bands, but like let's be.
He
real.
did go in on Ringo, which I understand.
I mean,
Ringo was
that's
not a
right.
very good
They
drummer.
might not have deserved their own rock band game devoted to them, is what you're trying to say.
That is a huge seller.
Yeah, like-
people love the Beatles.
Yeah, but if they did a Jackson 5 game, I'd be all over that. Yeah.
You know, there actually is the Jackson 5 in Rock Band, right?
But but like just a whole like a Jackson 5.
You don't need the whole game.
Not many people could sing that. It'd sound horrible.
Yeah, I know.
It would sound dreadful.
I totally can't.
Sorry, Ryan, you were talking.
Yeah,
There's not a lot of people in my register.
That's all good.
Anyway, sorry, Quincy Jones. Back to Quincy Jones.
What a legend.
So let's talk about Bandai Namco, of course. He relates so much to Quincy Jones, of course. So Bandai Namco, we keep hearing rumors, and Eurogamer reported this week that Bandai Namco is working on Metroid Prime 4. This has not been confirmed by Bandai Namco or Nintendo, but it sounds quite likely. So here's the details, and then we're going to sort of talk about this. So they according to the reports to Eurogamer, Bandai Namco Singapore, which is a new studio comprised mostly of ex-LucasArts folks who were working on 1313, are supposedly developing this game, and apparently have been developing it for a while.
Weird.
And again, it's only Eurogame reporting that multiple people came and talked to them about it, and a bunch of other news sites came and picked it up. So first of all, before we get into what I want to talk about in terms of Metroid Prime 4, what do you guys think about that? Do we think it's true, false? Is it a good idea, bad idea? What do you guys think?
I have no idea at this
Yeah.
point. Not a clue.
Yeah, Drew?
I mean, that's just a weird confluence of events.
Right.
So like former 1313 developers, I mean that sounds positive. Bandai Namco doesn't always do the most awesome stuff. Is this?
Yeah, Bandai has really hit or miss here.
But like Nintendo, how close a relationship does Nintendo have with them?
Well, I'm glad you asked that because, for example, Smash Brothers, The Wii U one and the 3DS one entirely developed by Bandai Namco. It was not developed by Nintendo. They were. It was like a co-development.
I did not know that.
As well, they did some other games for Nintendo too, like the Mario Kart arcade game and some other ones. So like Bandai Namco has done a lot of stuff with Nintendo, and they have a pretty tight relationship.
That arcade game's the best.
Yeah.
The Mario Kart
The Mario Kart arcade game?
That's right.
That's a fun ass game.
That's right. We did have a lot of playing time.
That's a
I had a lot
fun
of fun playing in
game.
Japan, yeah. And because that's why Pac-Man's in that game.
Yeah.
Because Bandai Namco developed it.
And also the Taiko Drum Master guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I would play Metroid against Pac-Man.
Yeah. Because that's the thing.
Brian hated that idea. Don't you?
The reason why the
Metroid.
1313 relationship is there with Singapore was because that game mostly was being developed at LucasArts' Singapore studio.
Okay.
Which is what, and most of those members, once 1313 basically was canceled, they created their own studio with Bandai Namco. So that's why it's kind of interesting that there's a lot of people who worked on that who are now working on a game that kind of makes sense in that way, because 1313 is like an action adventure sci-fi game, and that's what Metroid is. Like that's what Metroid's always been about.
That seems like a good mash.
So
Yeah.
I just please don't be like Other M.
That's exactly
Don't
what I was
be
gonna
anything
say.
like Other M,
Yeah.
please.
Don't try and tell a really dumb anime story and pretend that the continuity didn't even happen.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I fought and defeated Ridley 5 times. Oh shit, he killed my parents. I'm gonna cry and sit in a corner and not do anything.
Yeah, like what made Metroid great was, first of all, Samus was a blank slate for you to occupy, right? Like Samus was like, there wasn't there wasn't some overly complicated narrative, and like it was all about like the visual and environmental storytelling.
Yeah.
That was the stuff that was exciting and unique and cool about it. And other games since then, especially there are modern games that have managed to do that too.
Like
right?
Shadow of the Colossus specifically, that's one of the things I love about Shadow
Great
of the Colossus.
example, right? Like it doesn't have to be heavy-handed with the narrative. You don't need somebody like looking at the screen telling you, like this is what's happening, and like I am Adam, and I call you lady.
I
and,
heard the baby cry, and it's too much.
It's just fuck that shit.
Yeah. So the real question I wanted to ask then this week is, what do we want to see in Metroid Prime 4? And the main reason I wanted to bring this up, Brock, because you're someone at this table who doesn't really like Metroid, or I
didn't like the Primes
You've never
at
been
all.
interested in them, so I kind of wanted to hear what would sort of bring you into it. Like, what would make you want to play these games?
At this point,
Yeah.
not much.
Yeah.
I really have no interest in playing it. I didn't like 1 or 2.
Right.
I couldn't get
Like,
into
imagine
them.
if this was a reboot. So, like, if it was a reboot of Metroid, like, what would
Just
make
a
you-
cool action game on the Switch would be great.
Okay.
I mean, there hasn't been really that many first-person like original titles. Not that I can think. I don't think any.
Yeah,
like
besides
that.
Doom and Skyrim, those are the only ones I can even think of.
Yeah, so that's cool. So that should be interesting to see how that works in portable mode. But yeah, I have like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
cool,
I mean, you're mostly
like,
just looking for a cool sci-fi shooter.
sure.
Got it.
Yeah, like Dead Space 5. Cool. Let's do this.
Because part of me feels like Metroid's a series that you'd probably like, but I know that maybe some of the games in the past didn't really appeal to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just curious about that, because I mean, Drew and I could talk about Metroid all day because we love Metroid that much. But it's always good to hear someone who doesn't relate. to it.
I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. Super chill with it.
Drew, what do you want to see from Metroid Prime 4, if anything?
Just that. I mean, like the whole return to number one, like exploration, and again that whole idea of like the environmental storytelling, the idea that you kind of feel like an archaeologist, like digging through sort of like this world and sort of discovering like little hints about what happened without it being over the top about it.
Yeah.
Right. Like the whole like I love like when you went through like Brinstar, and you could see like the plant life, and then you transition into like Crane and stuff like that, and there's like the tube that goes through the water area.
Yeah, Meridia and Norfair.
Yeah, and like the crashed alien spaceship, and
Yeah.
the space the space pirates lab and stuff like that. All that kind of stuff, I really enjoy.
Yeah, because like Prime 1 was very much about that, and they kind of got away with it with Prime 2 and 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I'm with you. Like,
And like the games have this like tight visual look, which I think you'd really have to, if you're going to do that in in a polygonal kind of way, you have to be really sort of like judicious about it.
Yeah.
I think that the other Prime games got close to it, but not 100%, which is why I never really got into them.
Right.
But like, I feel like there's an opportunity to do that, and I really hope that they do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
yeah, because for me, I want to see like a fresh start this time. Like I don't want this to be like I kind of want it to be almost like a reboot of the Prime series and not necessarily Metroid Prime 4 for that reason. So then that way they can sort of they're not shackled by those previous games. They can sort of do what they want to with this experience and sort of bring people into it, especially with environmental storytelling and stuff like that. Like I think all that stuff is really important to the Metroid series as a whole. And again, one of the things that they sort of return to with Return of Samus, Samus Returns on 3DS was it was a return to that form of storytelling in those games rather than Prime 3 that was really trying to tell you a story through dialogue and stuff like that. So yeah, like I'm hoping that at least they take that to heart and sort of do their own thing with this. And I'm really excited to see what this game's going to be if this is actually true. So let's move on. Let's talk about kind of a sad subject, but we have to talk about that, especially because we are a Canadian-focused podcast and we got to talk about this story.
Yeah.
So layoffs have hit Capcom Vancouver. So Capcom has announced that Dead Rising studio Capcom Vancouver have laid off approximately 30% of its staff. According to a source speaking to Kotaku, their unannounced project has been canceled and Capcom has, quote-unquote, cut the scope of the next Dead Rising title. Apparently, their unannounced title would have been a third-person action-adventure game taking place in an alternate reality version of New York City. So what do we think about this?
Who cares? I guess is the question.
Yeah. Especially after Dead Rising 4, I guess. Cause,
I think I've talked about Dead Rising 4 a lot, and I can't stand that game.
Because, I mean, I think that Capcom Vancouver is a good developer, and I mean, it just hurts to see that they're... I almost wish that they wouldn't do a new Dead Rising game and that they would do this unannounced third-person action game that they were working on. Like, it kind of hurts to see this type of thing happen.
Is anyone out there really clamoring for Dead Rising 5? I don't think...
Especially after the last one.
I should clarify when I say who cares. I mean, I don't care about another Dead Rising game, especially because they fucked up the last one. It sucks that people lost their jobs.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to bet that the situation with the last Dead Rising game is probably because of studio interference. It had nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
I just sort of kind of want to say to Capcom, it's like, hey guys, like, if you're going to keep doing Dead Rising games, you got to do something different.
Yeah.
Either you go in a different direction, like really, like take it and go like, okay, now do the full on like post-zombie apocalypse thing and jump way into the future and start with the different characters. And
well, that's kind of what they did with Dead Rising 3. Like, they've already kind of explored that already.
They did and they didn't, though. Like, or, like, because there's still, like the infrastructure, everything's still...
Yeah, good point.
Things are still fine, you know? Like, like do stuff like, you know, I don't know, set it in, like make Mad Max with zombies or something, you know?
Okay.
But like also include like the crafting and stuff from
I don't really know where they can really go with it. Like there's already been so many zombie games. It's like what new are you gonna bring to the table?
Just, like or start again. I guess the thing with
just don't have Frank West. Get rid of Frank West.
Yeah,
like he's done.
The thing with that made that game cool was like the hordes of zombies. Right, that was the whole thing. It was like. No other zombie game had ever done that where like literally you had like...
I like the panic. I thought the 72-hour time limit on it was really cool.
Between that and being trapped in the mall itself, like I found that mall setting actually really interesting.
I thought the mall was really cool setting.
Especially because you could also use anything in the mall that you wanted. You could you would go run around finding jugs of orange
juice. And it became like a survival horror and it was hard. Yeah. It was really hard. Like you were supposed to die.
By the last day, it got really tough because most of the supplies were gone in the mall. Like you were running out of things that you could use to sort of survive. Especially to take down the psychopaths, which were all really hard boss battles. Yeah. And then it kind of like the series became bigger in scope, which I found led to more problems. Like Dead Rising 2 had a mall, but it was like way the fuck bigger.
It was like Vegas, right?
Yeah.
I of all of them, I think 3 is the best because 3 I feel like had a great compromise between the time thing.
There was no time in 3.
There was.
Oh, right. But it can never run out.
It was like it was tied to the narrative, right? There were certain like milestone things that the rescuing, like one of the problems with rescuing the the people in the first Dead Rising is they were so stupid.
Yep.
Yeah.
The pathfinding was awful. They get stuck places.
Yep.
You just let them die for the
Yeah.
most. You weren't saving most of them.
No.
Yeah, and it basically had this like roguelike kind of thing where basically the first 4 times you played through the first Dead Rising, like forget about it. Like you weren't gonna get there. You needed to sort of like grind it out a few times. Like that kind of stuff about Dead Rising sucked, but the other stuff did. Which is why I think like if they're gonna do a game again, take like 4 years off and do like a reboot.
Yeah.
Start from the beginning. You know, make it a Western style game because honestly, it is at this point like Westerners are the people who care about this game. Like it's not a big game in Japan, right? Make it a real like a full on Western style game.
Especially after Resident Evil 7 blew people away.
Yeah,
Like,
and I think that's what they need to do, right? Is essentially do something like 7 where they just start again, but don't have like the weirdness, the weird narrative nonsense about like the guy and the bugs and shit. Just do your own. Just start again.
And bring back the features people liked, like the psychopaths.
Yeah.
That was a huge miss.
Yeah.
Bring back the people that can die, because that at least added some some real
the
risk.
People you save.
Yeah,
and
like
make the people
before
you save like do something cool.
Yeah.
Like if you save person X or person Y, that like this does something for the
one
game.
of them will craft you guns, or one of them will craft you health or something. One of them's a cook or something cool.
Yeah.
Something.
And you can only save one of them. Who do you choose?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if anything, they could like you can with the crafting, the next level I think you go with that is like do have like little base building stuff. Like if it's in a mall again, like find a spot where like you can have like little safe havens and like how do you protect them from the zombies and like having to go to things like the hardware store and like get chains to chain up the door or whatever, trying to make like a hidden door like they do in Dawn of the Dead or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, cool stuff like that.
the stakes got to be high. The stakes were not high in 4 because you were invincible.
Yeah.
And you just mowed zombies down.
Yeah.
Like, it was great. There was a lot of zombies on screen, but they didn't really do anything. They were just
I feel
sponges.
There had to be a balance between 1 and 4. Right?
Yeah.
Like 1 I felt was way too hard and
Yeah.
4 obviously was way too easy.
Yeah.
And like again saving people and so, anyway. That being said, this sucks because if anything, this just means the game's not going to be great.
Yeah. For sure.
Whatever they do.
Yeah.
So, boo.
And that sucks because Vancouver is a very expensive city with very little jobs.
Yeah. I don't know how those two things live side by side. I don't know how it's a city packed full of people. And the cost of living is crazy high, and also there's nothing to do and nowhere to work.
Right.
How did that happen?
Well, I can go into that. But that's safe for another time.
The short answer is
The Vancouver Bowl.
That's bar talk.
There's a bunch of fucking rich people there, and
No, they're not there.
well,
Yeah, they don't
They
live there,
were
but
there,
they're
then-
rich people.
I mean, you can't stay rich if you stay there.
No.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Yeah. Well, speaking of staying rich, segue, let's talk about what we've been playing this week. So, Drew, start us off. Tell us.
I thought we were going to go to our sponsors.
Well,
that would be nice.
let me tell you all.
That would have been a segue.
Let me tell you all about Squarespace and Cherry's Berries and proflowers.com. Anyways, Drew, go ahead and tell us what you've been playing this week because I found this very interesting.
I played a combination of 3 interesting games.
Okay.
The first is I played some Monster Hunter World. I didn't play a lot.
What?
Yeah.
This is the first time we're talking about this.
Yeah, I wanted to play it because none of us were playing it, and I was like, I kind of want to play this. A bunch of my other friends were talking about it. So
I mean, it's the fastest selling game Capcom's ever put out.
yeah, it's interesting. I mean, there are parts of it that there's something about like the Japanese weirdness of this game that I find more tolerable than others. Like when you start playing the game, stuff like the lip syncing is way off, and like you have a little fucking cat buddy, and like there's the typical trope of like you have like an adventuring pal who's like way too enthusiastic for the situation, and yeah, it's a weird ass game.
Okay.
But then like I love dinosaurs, so like
As per our dinosaur talk earlier.
dinosaurs feature heavily in this. We're like kind of like weird fantasy dinosaurs, and yeah. It's got like a cool sort of like steampunky kind of thing. My character his name is Roberto Zombie, because he looks like a steampunk Rob Zombie, which is
Nice.
in the character creator is actually pretty easy to do.
It's pretty easy to make Rob Zombie.
Yeah, it's
apparently.
surprisingly easy to make Rob Zombie. He's got a little cat buddy, like everybody does.
Yeah.
It's a cool game. I need to spend a lot more time with it to give you guys like a good sense of what it is, because I started playing that, but another game that ended up grabbing way more of my attention, unfortunately, was Subnautica.
Okay.
Because Subnautica is fucking great.
Why is this unfortunate? I don't get the unfortunate part of it.
Because I want to. There's too many good games to play.
There are a lot of good games to play right now.
Yeah. So there's Subnautica is awesome. The other game I was playing, I played like maybe like 20 minutes of was PUBG.
Okay.
For the Xbox One X.
PUBG.
Which plays well. I mean, it looks like they've done a lot of improvements to it. It's still in the it's not final on the
well, no,
console.
it's not gonna be final for a while.
It's an early releasing, as is Subnautica.
Yeah.
Subnautica's got some performance stuff on the X even, like as I'm swimming through areas, like there's like shit's popping in.
Yeah.
Like kind of like Minecraft does or did anyway back in the day. So yeah, Subnautica I think is the game I want to talk about the most though.
Okay.
If you guys haven't played it, you should.
I mean, I haven't, so I
If
don't know
you're into,
anything
like,
about
these
this
sort
game.
of like survival creative games, which I am, like I have like Kerbal and like Minecraft and games like that. So Subnautica is same kind of thing where like except everything's underwater basically.
Okay.
So the whole thing is you have air, like you swim down and you collect, metal and shit like that, but then like eventually you run out of air and you have to swim back up to the surface and you like find things to increase like how fast you swim or what your air reserves are, and eventually you start like building like vehicles and bases and stuff. And the whole premise of the game is like you're on a big spaceship and the spaceship crashes on like an ocean planet. And so there's actually like some little like kind of like narrative things, like eventually like you repair your survival pod, then you repair your radio, and then you start getting radio signals from people, other survivors, and that's kind of cool.
What prompted you to play this game?
A lot of people were talking about it, and I loved like the sci-fi kind of angle to it, the whole idea that like you have like future spaceship kind of thing, and yeah, it's fun, and I love like I don't know, I used to scuba dive when I was a kid, so there's kind of that element to it as well. But it's a cool game.
Nice.
Especially if you're into those kind of games, like if you're into like Minecraft and shit like that, those like survival creative games. This is definitely a really fun game for
that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, play it.
Yeah,
and it's like again, it's early. It's like early.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Early access?
They call it game preview on Xbox.
Game preview on Xbox.
Yeah.
That's right.
But yeah, I typically don't jump into game preview games until I know they're out.
I've been burned a few times.
Yeah.
We happy few. I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
Elite Dangerous. I picked that up.
Well, that's why I'm waiting on PUBG, because I mean I don't want to buy it now. I kind of want to just wait till it's out and then buy it then.
I want to get a taste of it.
Yeah.
Subnautica is like $34 or something like that.
Nice.
It's a decent price for like what you get out of it, and so far I'm really enjoying it.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Brock, what have you been playing? I like how you're like having to think about
Assassin's Creed, like I talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Honestly, I woke up this morning and downloaded like 13 games, actually. So I have a ton on my queue, including I'm gonna name some here.
Here we go.
I downloaded a ton of indies. So Marooners.
Okay.
Don't know anything about it. Mercenary Kings looks like new Metal Slug.
Mercenary Kings is actually a really old game.
Okay.
Well, it came out like this within the first year of PS4.
Yeah. It's about 2 or 3 years old.
Okay.
Because they just released a reloaded edition of it, which is like an upgraded version.
Yeah.
And if you already had it on PS4 before, you get it for free.
So Mercenary Kings, it was a game I was really excited about because I love Metal Slug.
Yeah.
I love the idea that it had like crafting and stuff like that in it as well. And I love the fact that the guy who did the pixel art he's like a really famous artist.
Brian Lee O'Malley, who did Scott Pilgrim.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he also did he might have been, was it Brian Lee O'Malley?
Yeah, it was.
Really?
Yeah.
I think there's a particular pixel artist.
I know I guess Brian Lee O'Malley didn't do the pixel art. Someone else did the pixel art, but he did all the character designs.
Right. And then there's this guy who famously does pixel art. He did like there's this really weird animation on the net. It's like it's super bizarre. I'll have to find it for you and find what it's called. But yeah, so like I was really excited about this game because it like had a bunch of like cool like sort of like indie talent associated with it.
Yeah.
And then the guys who did this game, what was the game they did before? The game before this, I don't
remember.
Really enjoyed, but then when I first played it, not good.
Yeah, because I mean, I didn't love Mercenary Kings either. Everyone had this game because It was one of the games that launched first on PS Plus.
Yeah, it's one of the first PS Plus.
Yeah, like when it released, it was on PS Plus, like Rocket League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, took a chance with that one. Download Wolverblade.
Yep.
Don't know. A Semblance. Kotaku was raving about it, and yeah, that's about it.
That's a lot of games.
It's a lot of games. So that's what I'm gonna do for the rest of the weekend because it's fucking snowing out.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I stocked up on kale and spinach, and I'm not gonna leave my house.
Did you actually finish Assassin's Creed though?
No, I'm almost there. Oh, I downloaded another game called Pinstripes. It looked really fucking cool.
Okay.
No, I haven't. I'm almost there. I have like 7 missions left. I'm 50 hours in. There's so much left to do. Yeah. I have like the DLC. I want to try like some of the like high level stuff.
Yeah.
My God, this game is so good. And like, yeah.
How did we miss out on it last year? Is what you're
well,
trying
the
to say.
first like 5 hours, 6 hours are so terrible. Like I just talked so much shit about this game.
Yeah.
And then it, like at that 6 hour mark, you're like, wow.
I remember talking about it like that week.
There's a good ass game here. It's like it's reminiscent of The Witcher 3. It's not Witcher 3 like that kind of.
It's like Witcher 3 light,
but it's getting there. Like the story is really good. A little confusing. Like it does. It does play a lot. There's just a lot going on. Like I have this really sick sword right now that takes off 3/4 of my health, but it does so much damage.
Nice.
And I'm just slaying dudes.
I just got this really cool. I have this really cool poison sword. So like every time I slash people with it, they like start. It does damage over time to them as well as a lot of damage initially.
I'm only level 32 too, and I have so much of my tree to still fill up, my skill tree. Yeah. So there's so much missing. Yeah. I just feel like there's a lot of game here, and the grinding kind of sucks. And I had to grind a lot for the last 5 levels. That's kind of what's taken me so long.
Okay,
it's because the difficulty ramped up like a lot, and I was getting just destroyed. Yeah. So I've been working on that, and I played some Dragon Ball. But yeah, I'm like Assassin's Creed is really good. Nice. I hope they take a few years off and like come back.
Yeah.
And come back.
Yeah, I really hope that there's not another Assassin's Creed this year. I hope there's something else.
I'm really confused on like the timeline now, and there's some stuff in the future or the present that happens that I have no fucking idea anymore what's going on in this game.
I mean, once they made the Assassin's Creed movie canon, that was it.
Yeah.
You're like, huh.
And it does tie into the movie.
It does, which is really weird.
There's but then there's like weird technology that's future technology in the actual game, like in the past,
right? Which
is confusing. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on in this game.
I mean, the aliens came to like when Adam and Eve were around, though, like back then in BC.
But yeah, what?
And they just left their technology.
Oh, okay,
but I mean that's where the pieces of Eden came from, where aliens came.
There's a Sea of Thieves level like in the middle of this game. There's just boat battles and stuff. Like there's some crazy boat battles, which had more like options than Sea of Thieves did, which is kind of.
Well, you're also meant to play it by yourself too, though.
Yeah, but it's still there's some big boat battles.
Yeah,
it is a cool game.
Nice. Yeah, it's one of those games I really want to get back to, but as you mentioned, there's a lot of good games right now.
Yeah, the storyline is fucking awesome though.
Yeah, nice.
It's good. It's about marriage and the loss of your loved one, loss of your child.
Yeah.
Don't tear up over there, Ryan.
I did a little bit.
Hold it together, man.
Yeah.
Drew's zoned out.
Yeah.
Paul Robertson is the artist I was looking for.
There you go.
You may or may not recognize his stuff. He's done a bunch of stuff now, but like that's kind of like his style. Like it's really really weird stuff.
That's cool.
It's really good stuff though. Yeah, Paul Robertson. He's done like interstitials for like Adult Swim and stuff like that now. And yeah, Power 4 billion%. Look up that video on YouTube. It's 7 minutes long. Watch the whole thing. Get tripped out.
Do it.
Anyway. So yeah. Sorry, we were talking about kids dying.
No, that's all good. Just Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. Yeah. I need to play that game.
Yeah. As for me, again, I mentioned it before. I played and beat Shadow of the Colossus this week. I played it in one sitting because you can do that if you know all the puzzle layouts like I do.
You can.
Yeah, like I beat the game in like 5 hours, but it was so incredible. Like if there's one game out there that is an advertisement for PlayStation 4 Pro, it is Shadow of the Colossus. Cool. By far.
It's the hair, man.
I mean, the hair on the Colossi is it's so gorgeous.
It actually looks like real hair.
Yes, it
for the
does.
first time ever.
And what's crazy is too playing
Hair
the
is
game-
usually not good in a video game.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Horizon Zero Dawn was like that was the weakest part was the hair.
Yeah.
it's hard. It's really hard to do
Yeah.
that shit.
The real question is though, Brock, have you seen gameplay of it in 60 frames per second?
No.
Because again on Pro you can play it in
Right.
60 FPS and like the hair just it flows, man. It flows. I mean,
Right.
plus, like everything else they've done to the environment just amped up all of the environmental stuff that we talked about earlier. About like sort of it allows you to sort of dive in more with exploring the different cities and what all the crumbled ruins and even the forest. Just when you stroll through the forest for the first time, it's just beautiful. It looks and feels like you're in an actual forest, like with the sound effects and everything else. So Shadow of the Colossus, I mean, if you've never played it, I think it's going to be tougher for newer players to sort of pick up this game because even though there are modern controls, and Brock, you can attest to this too, they're
still not
amazing.
great.
No,
They're still not great.
They're still not great, but that is the only thing, the only bad thing I can say about that
If
game.
you like could suffer, like if you got through the Last Guardian, then you should have no problem with this because it's tighter than the Last Guardian.
Yeah, for sure. Especially because the camera is much more open. Like you're not
Way
in
better.
a lot of tight spaces, and even when you are, it handles the tight spaces better than.
Yeah, if
Last
you miss it
Guardian
and
did.
like you love Breath of the Wild or something, this is perfect for you.
Exactly. Because even though it doesn't have an overall narrative, or well, I should say like an overbearing narrative, or a lot of people. As common complaint about Shadow of the Colossus is the world feels empty. That's one of the things I like about that world is that it feels empty because it's a world that was destroyed, and every time I go to like the lost city where the 15th Colossus is, I'm like, man, what would have the civilization that lived here looked like? So I always wonder those types of questions when I go anywhere in that game. So,
Yeah. It's that environmental storytelling show we were talking about before,
yeah.
right?
Exactly. I'm like, oh, what was this weird temple for? It's just now in ruins, but I always wonder about that every time I play that game.
I think it's worth replaying for sure.
Yeah, exactly. If you had all liked Shadow of the Colossus before, definitely play it. If you've never played it, I still think you should give it a try, but with the caveat, of course, that the controls are not amazing. Other game I played this week with amazing controls, Celeste. I'm pretty close to the end, I think, and I love that game.
Have you still got all the little strawberries?
Did you get all the strawberries?
I abandoned my quest to get all the strawberries near the end.
What about the blue hearts? Have you found a blue heart yet?
I've found a few blue hearts actually.
Okay.
Do you know? Are they like some special thing? Do we know what they do?
They're a special thing, but I won't go into it.
All right.
Yeah. Either way, if you like
spoiler shit.
2D platformers at all, go play Celeste. It's fucking
amazing.
Cool.
It's definitely gonna be on our Game of the Year talk at the end of the year, I think.
For sure.
If we remember, guys,
Jinx.
it's February.
Well, we talked about the Tales of Berseria last year on our Game of the Year show, and it also came out in January.
I will remember you.
One of the things that sucks about like Game of the Year is trying to remember the games that came out early in the year.
Especially because we have such a glut of amazing games right now. Because again, Dragon Ball Fighters, I've also been playing, but and again, I played and finished the story and didn't love it. But I will say though, Android 21, the new character they introduced, one of my favorite modern Dragon Ball characters. Like,
Cool.
and she's really awesome to play as in the fighting game
rules.
as well. Yeah.
Who's the villain in this, by the way?
Android
Android
21.
21.
Yeah, she's like the new big bad, but she was designed by Toriyama, which is really cool because not a lot of the newer Dragon Ball Super characters were.
Yeah.
So it really comes off on
She
her.
eats everybody.
Yeah.
Is there an this is sort of like? Is this sort of like like an alternative universe? Is like a side story sort of thing? Is that what this is?
It's kind of, but I mean, again, if you've, it's kind of like the Dragon Ball movies, where the Dragon Ball movies from Z interact with the canon, but aren't really canon at the same time.
Right. So, like, is there any like clear explanation as to why this goes this way in the sort of like the?
There's an explanation as to why everything that happens.
Okay.
It's pretty laid out.
Does Trunks travel back in time and just fuck shit up?
No.
No,
Because that'd be dope.
no, he's not in the story at all. But they have clones of him,
Which is real shame.
Trunks is my favorite character.
Yeah,
Yeah, fucking love Trunks.
Yeah, he's one of the characters you don't play as, just like you don't play as Child Gohan.
Who's the character that you want most included in like the
Out
DLC?
of the new characters?
No, in just general.
Well, I mean, if I'm being real, I kind of want Jiren or Kefla from Dragon Ball Super to be in it. Like those are the two
You want
characters
the
I want
super
the most.
characters.
But even like going back to Z, they gave most of the Z characters I would kind of want.
I want Mr. Hercule.
Like I want obviously Mr. Satan, but how would he even play though? Because he can't beat up any of the characters.
That's fine. Yamcha can't either, but he holds his own.
What are you talking about? Yamcha at least can beat Nappa.
Yeah.
in a fight.
Yeah.
Mr. Satan would punch him once and nothing would happen.
But
Like, I think-
Yamcha shouldn't be able to beat, but he can.
If
He
anything,
shouldn't be able to beat that.
the one character that actually makes more sense than Mr. Satan is Videl, because she can actually control energy, so she can at least have a chance.
I'd take
against
Master
the-
Roshi too.
Yeah, Master Roshi. Would be cool.
I'd fuck with like they got to get some more female
like,
characters in there though.
They could also get Launch or Mercenary Tao or any of those like original Dragon Ball characters.
about,
Yajirobe could be a character.
Chi-Chi.
Chi-Chi.
Raditz,
Chi-Chi.
Raditz is
Raditz.
missing.
Nah,
Raditz.
Raditz isn't.
But there hasn't been any kind of rumors or leaks about who's coming out there.
There was a data mine that happened during the beta of some new character portraits. Sorry, not character portraits, but the little lobby characters, which again, you know from playing it, aren't all characters in the game. Like all the memories of the Ginyu Force are there and some other ones. So like some of the ones we got from that leak are Broly.
That makes sense.
Cooler, who is Frieza's brother.
Yeah.
And then a lot of weird Z characters, like some of the filler characters and stuff. I'm like, huh?
People like Broly.
Yeah.
He's the guy. He's like the Saiyan that like got like exiled from their own planet because he was too awesome, right?
Yeah.
Because he blew up too many planets.
He's huge.
Yeah.
He has huge Raditz blonde hair.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's the legendary Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
And again, what's cool about Super is they actually bring a new character who's like the alternate reality version of him.
Yeah.
And except she's
a
a she.
chick.
Yeah, which is really cool. So.
She's not in the game.
No, she's
they
not.
could really use
well,
her.
Yeah, they only have 2 super characters because they have Beerus and Hit.
But they need more female characters. There's only 2.
But there's lots of them in Super. That's why I bring it up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bulma, make her a playable character. Just throws capsules at people.
She'll
live without Bulma.
She'll play like Sackboy from PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
Exactly.
Right? Everyone remembers that hot jam. At least I do, because I like that game. All right. So let's move on. Let's talk about, wrap up our quick news stories. We don't have a ton on this week. And by the way, if there's ever a news wrap-up that's more Ryan Turford, it's this one. So get hype, motherfucker.
Guys, I pre-ordered Labo this week. I don't really know why, but I pre-ordered both.
But you already said on the show you were going to build the shit out of that cardboard. And it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna build. I'm probably not gonna keep the robot thing.
You don't want that cool backpack?
It's like $100 just
You
for
do
that.
this and
Where
be
the
like a
fuck am I
robot?
gonna put a box like a back box?
And now you understand why I didn't pre-order it.
At least the variety pack.
Like the
there's
piano's
a bunch of
cool,
stuff
yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's a bunch of small things.
Yeah, like I feel like I'll get more value out of that than $100 for just a robot game.
And we still don't know if the software that they come with is the same or different, and if you can buy the software separately.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of questions to be answered about that.
Well, they won't charge me anyways till it ships,
Yeah,
so I'm
exactly, so you
fine.
figure it out.
So I might as well just keep them sitting on them.
That way you
in case
have
there's
them
like
if
in case there's a gold rush for them.
Yeah. Like the NES Classic.
Yeah, and then you just turn around and sell that shit on eBay.
Yeah, I will.
Please don't do that. I'm looking at the camera while saying this.
That's fine. I will.
I showed
Not.
you the Labo kit I pre-ordered.
You did. It looks long and hard.
Jesus Christ.
This
Yeah.
big cardboard ding dong.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about release dates. So Vampyr, the new game from Don't Nod.
Looked like something I saw in my mom's room once. What?
Jesus.
Oh.
Where did that come from?
Nothing.
I hope your mom doesn't listen to this show.
She doesn't. She
Yeah.
hates me.
This sounds about right.
Yeah. My mom doesn't listen to our show. She'd be.
But she tweets about it.
She does, which is nice. Thanks, Mom.
My mom tweets. My mom doesn't tweet, but listens to the show. Hi, Mom.
Hey.
Nice.
Mom. Sorry we're talking about
Hey.
penises so much.
Well, it's mostly just you, you guys.
Yeah, by we I mean Brock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, let's talk about Vampyr.
Yes.
So Vampyr has a release date. It's coming on June 5th. The game looks really cool. They had.
I
a
can't
new
wait
trailer
for
it.
Vampire.
Yeah.
Vampyr.
The only worry I have was that Remember Me also looked really cool and ended up not being a good game.
What?
Remember Me?
Oh, right.
Because Remember Me was Don't Nod's first game.
Yeah.
Then they made Life is Strange. And the same team mostly that worked on Remember Me is working on this game. That's my only worry. It's a cool concept. They Don't Nod always had some really cool concepts. Because again, Remember Me was a cool concept for a game. Life is Strange was a cool concept. So like, I hope this really pans out because it's a really cool idea.
See, Remember Me just reminds me of the Robert Pattinson movie about 9/11. That was very bad. But
Yeah, because
I
this game's
forgot that
about a
they did that.
vampire that doesn't want to be a vampire, and it's like his struggle with like having to.
Did you watch
suck
the
people
episodes
in.
at all?
I didn't watch all of them.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
I liked them. I'm very curious about this game. I never played Remember Me.
It looks really cool. So, yeah, June 5th. Perfect time for this game too because it's like the week before E3 and it's over the summer. And if it would have come out like in the fall, because this game was supposed to come out last fall, if it would have come out last fall, it would have gotten buried. So I think June 5th is the perfect time for this game. Next up, Sega has announced that Puyo Puyo Tetris is coming to PC and will arrive on February 27th. I really like that game on Switch. If you like Tetris or Puyo Puyo, you'll like this game. Plus, they have the option now with Japanese voices, so you don't have to listen to the terrible English dub anymore because it's really bad. Next up, Dragon's Crown Pro has a release date. It'll launch on PS4 on May 15th. Again, number one Dragon's Crown fan over here. I love Dragon's Crown. Yeah. I cannot wait to replay it on PS4. And last but not least, Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle has a release date. It's also coming on June 5th to PS4, Switch, and Xbox One.
You weren't wrong. These are all things Ryan loves.
These are all things that I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
There wasn't much else in terms of news, but lots of release dates. There's also an unannounced press event that happened last night as well. They showed off some interesting stuff, but they didn't really have like any new announcements. Like we saw more of like Ys 8 coming to Switch later this year, and some other stuff. Like they had Suda51 on the stream and stuff. It was weird. It's really weird. All right, so let's talk about this week's new releases real quick. So we got Secret of Mana comes to PS4 this week.
Oh.
Yeah, that remake, which looks really weird.
I'll play that.
I'm hoping it's good.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's also $53.
Well, there's 20% off coupon right now on PSN.
Well, it expires on the 13th, and you can't use it to buy pre-orders. And this game will be out after it expires.
Oh, it expires on the 12th, tomorrow.
Well, there you go.
No, that sucks.
That
I thought you
sucks.
could use it for pre-orders.
Yeah, it blows.
Yep. Next up, Dynasty Warriors 9 out this week. I can't believe there's only 9 Dynasty Warriors.
I'm shocked there's only 9 too. I thought there had been like fucking 100.
Well, there aren't actually 9. There's more than that.
Okay.
Yeah, there's been so many like
spin-offs and shit.
like,
Yeah. This is like the core Dynasty.
You know how many I've liked?
None.
0.
What about 99
There's
Nights?
0.
Are you a big fan of 99
No,
Nights?
no, I'm not.
you know, like Musos.
Yeah. You're not a Muso fan?
I'm not an anything fan.
I don't think we have any.
I don't even know what you're
representative
talking
Muso
about.
fans on the panel.
Oh, right, the game.
Sorry.
Yes, right.
I mean, in theory, I like them, but I just don't like how they actually play.
I mean, the only one that I kind of liked was Fire Emblem Warriors, and I only liked it because it was Fire Emblem
The
themed.
Zelda one was okay.
Hyrule Warriors?
I didn't like that one at all.
Yeah. I know that brought a lot of people into Musos for the first time, but yeah, I see like a trailer for Dynasty Warriors, and I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
I'm good. Next up, Kingdom Come Deliverance is out this week. This is a realistic medieval game. It looks really, really interesting.
Now,
Like Crusader Kings or whatever.
I got something to bring up about Kingdom Deliverance. Keep going on your list while I look this up.
Bayonetta 1 and 2 come to Switch this week.
Yeah.
Hashtag get hyped. If you've never played those games before and you like games like Devil May Cry or that other series that I'm blanking on right now, Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, if you like those games, you'll like Bayonetta.
Especially Devil May Cry. I think Devil May Cry is definitely...
Because like
really
this was
good.
Kamiya, sorry, not Kamiya. It was the lead developer of Devil May Cry after he left Capcom.
Yeah.
Bayonetta was his first game after that.
Is he still involved with it?
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, like he's again headlining Bayonetta the Preview that comes out next year.
Okay.
Or whenever the fuck that game comes out. Next, Faye is out this week. This is the EA Originals like indie game that they have releasing this week.
Yeah.
It looks interesting. It kind of looks like Banjo-Kazooie or Ukulele, something like that.
Okay.
This one is going to make Brock very happy. Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game, is finally out this week, guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's got motocross. It's got energy drinks. Hashtag get hyped, everyone. Next up, The Longest 5 Minutes is out this week. And the reason I put this on there, this was on the NIS stream last night. And it's basically like Half Minute Hero. Do you guys remember Half Minute Hero on PSP?
Yeah, that was a cool game.
Yeah. So it's like that, except it's basically 5 Minute Hero.
Right.
This game looks really cool though. Like it has a really cool pixel art style, and the concept is really interesting. And I really like Half Minute Hero, so I'm interested to try this out. Yeah. And last but not least, PUBG is on mobile this week in China.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah. I'm hearing it's not terrible.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, no, I don't understand either.
Yeah.
I need to see this thing in action, see how...
When it eventually comes to North America, then we'll care about it.
Yeah.
Brock, you were looking something up?
Oh, yeah, okay, here. Just the creator of that game is a fucking piece of shit for Kingdom Come, who is a Trump supporter, thinks white guilt is real, and took out all black people from his game.
Can you name drop this person?
Yeah, sure. I don't know what his name is. Daniel Vavra.
Okay. Because I don't like throwing all this stuff out there without being
Daniel
like,
Vavra.
this person said this.
Sounds like a piece of shit.
Fair enough. So buy Payday 2 is what you're telling people.
Yeah, no, don't buy Payday 2.
We're talking about that when you come back from vacation, Brock, because that'll be the big game that week you come back from where
Great.
you're going next week.
Yes, I'm in New York next week looking at toys, but I'll be back the next week after a secret trip I'm going on following New York.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a secret trip.
I have a secret trip.
Is it related to all those box of condoms you get?
Oh, I just point at your nose. It's not. I'm not going to Mexico and doing a bunch of cocaine. I'm going on
Colombia. You're to Colombia.
I might be. I don't know. I'm going on a tropical trip somewhere.
Yeah. So no snow? You don't like
no snow apparently.
Man.
Yes.
You're on a tropical trip somewhere.
Yes. Going on a boat.
Are you going on a boat?
Going on a boat.
Is it the boat from Friday the 13th?
There's going to be thieves on the boat.
Very exciting.
Anyways, that's going to do it for this week.
I'm going to be the thief on the boat.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for this week's
Stealing
Game Moves
people's
podcast.
hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we go, True
I thought we were going to play 20 questions.
I'm at D. McMillan.
We're at an hour and 5 minutes.
All right.
It's a long show.
That's fine.
We don't want these listeners at home.
Sean Capri, if you wanted 20 questions next time, you let us know.
Yeah, you know what? You don't get Brock. I guarantee when you come back, we'll play 20 questions that episode.
Nice.
I'll make it work.
Strip 20 questions. What?
And that's going to do it for this week's episode of
Yeah, we have to give our sign-offs.
Drew Plugs go.
I'm at D. McMillan on Twitter and go to www.game-moose.com for articles and reviews and stuff. Read my Xbox One X article if you haven't yet. It's interesting and has a lot of things in it. And if you're still on the fence about whether or not you should upgrade, I suggest you read that. That might help you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Brock also wrote something before Christmas.
I did.
Yeah,
that's
over
cool.
at Rockstar Gaming.
Shit's cool.
When you combine those two things together, they give you an interesting perspective.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brock, where can people find you?
My name's Brock. You can find me on Twitter at Brock McLaughlin. You can find me on my website, Brockstar Gaming. Josh just wrote, what are you talking about? Josh just wrote this cool review on Monster Hunter World. It made me almost want to buy it. Almost.
Yeah.
I still don't know if I really want to take that plunge, though. I don't think it's a game for me.
Come play with me.
Okay. Okay.
I was gonna say it's a game. If you have friends who also play it,
Yeah.
it's a game that's.
Are you? What system are you playing it on?
The Xbox.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can find me returning my library books this week because they're almost overdue, and I don't want to pay that fee.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, you gotta do that.
Yeah. See, I went for a wholesome ending.
Or you
today.
can get Bookman the Book Cop after you.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I've always wanted to do weird sex stuff in the library.
Me too. With one of the old librarians. Man, the library's crazy now. You don't even talk to the librarians. Everything's automated.
Yeah.
You just swipe your books, away you go. Boom.
How are we supposed to have sex with librarians now?
Well, are there not librarians? Who puts the books on the shelves?
The librarians, but you don't talk with them. They just kind of hang out and they all look kind of grumpy. They don't want to talk to you.
But you can go talk to them. They actually still exist.
But there's a computer for that.
Yeah.
Just you don't need to talk to them at the counter, bro.
I talk to the computer. I go, "How's your day, baby?" And then I realize it's not my Alexa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm lonely.
Alexa, play Game Moose. See, there you go. Everyone's Alexa now turned on.
There you go.
It's now playing Game Moose. Anyways, you can find me on
And
Twitter.
she goes, "Are you sure you want to listen to that?"
At Ryan Turford. That's TURFORD. You also find game-moose.com/video for all our videos. You can find us on Twitter at game_moose_cast. On Facebook at facebook.com/game-moose-podcast. You also find me on World of Warcraft at thatguy12547 hashtag. Because I'm on World of Warcraft, guys. I don't know if you knew this. Anyways.
Sorry, I just had to spit on my water. I never saw it coming. Holy shit.
I know.
Oh my God.
He's on.
So I'm going to really have to hype her up. Woo!
Yeah.
I mean, that's some news right there, at least. Put it in the books.
Drew is quickly making his way to the side of the couch, leaving the episode.
4.
I wish I was playing Subnautica. No!
For Drew McMillan and Brock McLaughlin, I'm Ryan Turford. This has been episode 112 of the Game Moose podcast. And stay tuned for more exciting episodes of Dragonfall Z.